think to yourself, would I want to receive this compliment right now in the middle of the night with no one else around? And if the answer is yes, you're a weirdo. Hi guys, my name is Nevada Red. Thank you for landing on my page. Today we're going to go deep about some societal and spiritual subjects. I'm a singer-songwriter, actress, performer, storyteller, and I'm also a speaker. I love speaking about subjects that may affect us in society, and my goal at heart is to bring more harmony, understanding, and clarity to life on this planet. I use my hands a lot because I'm Italiana. I'm half Italian and half British. I'd like to talk about catcalling. Damn, mamacita, you look hot, etc., etc. I would like to talk about the power of energy, human interactions between men and women, mainly. As I said, I am Welsh Italian. I've got an international background. I've lived in many different countries, including France and Spain, in my early 20s, and I'm a queer woman, so I also feel like I belong to the LGBTQ+ community. So I've been in London for almost 10 years, and I get catcalled. Most women get catcalled, if not every single woman, at least once in their lifetime. So this really is a lived experience for most women on the planet. My main goal is to bring clarity and understanding to why catcalling is not a cool thing, but also trying to understand what comes beneath the catcalling and what is the need expressed. So I'd assume that in some countries catcalling happens more than in other countries. For example, in Italy it happens, I would say, more on average than here in the UK. Bella. Yeah, I want you guys to understand us women a bit more, and me specifically. So I've posted this TikTok a couple of weeks ago. It blew up. It had like 35,000 views, and there were so many comments which were absolutely abhorrent. They were horrible, and I didn't expect that I would receive such misogynistic, racist, and really sexist comments. But in a way I'm grateful, because it actually ignited a need in me to speak up more and address as much as I can address in a video. Please, this is a disclaimer, I would love to hear feedback. I love it when you guys comment on my videos and you tell me what's on your heart, but be respectful, be mindful of the words you use, and let's bring more harmony in online spaces and face-to-face spaces rather than disharmony. That is all I ask. Thank you very much. So, what is the main issue when it comes to catcalling? And I would like to speak about the power of energy. In today's society, we are discovering more and more how much energy plays a big, big role in how we communicate, interact, and live on planet Earth. I am a deeply spiritual person. I practice manifestation. Energy is a fact. Has it ever happened to you that you would enter a room and without even knowing the people in that room, you would just get this really strong feeling that something would be off? Someone has had a fight recently in this room. No one said anything about it. Why? You felt the energy in the room, or what some people call it, the vibes. The vibes are a real thing. The issue behind catcalling is the energy used, conveyed behind the catcalling. Words alone cannot convey the full meaning of someone's heart. Let me give you an example. A guy is telling me, "You are beautiful." In the first example, the catcalling example, he would use an energy of domination and conveying the game of predatory and prey, a very animalistic, primal energy that is very present in nature, for example, where he is the predator, and through his energy and his words, I would become the prey. It is non-consensual, so he is deciding for both of us that this interaction is agreed and allowed. And it's got a dominating energy. So me, the victim in this scenario, I have the freeze or flight option. I either freeze, which happens to a lot of women. They sort of don't really know what to do, or flight. They just want to run away, just like a rabbit in the forest being chased by a bigger animal. That is catcalling at its best, where the woman feels unsafe, doesn't know how to respond, and feels quite ashamed to be exposed in public like that. It's about being objectified without giving consent to it. So the main words for this are consent and dominating energy. As I said before, energy is often louder than words. So in the second example, which I've had the pleasure of experiencing, I would say, a man would approach me in the street, so we're still in public, but the first thing he says is not giving me a compliment without consent, is opening up the space for interaction with politeness. He would ask for my permission if I can be stopped or want to be stopped. He gives me the impression that he's got self-awareness. He is aware whether I am open to interacting or not on that specific day. And he's got a beautiful smile, which brings safety and makes me feel seen. So the guy would come to me and he would say, "Hello, I'm very sorry to bother you, but I just couldn't stop myself," or "This is going to be a really quick one. I wanted to say that you were beautiful, and I would like to know whether I can take you out sometimes for a cup of coffee or a drink." So, as you can see, he did give me a compliment using the same words, "You were beautiful," but the context was completely different. He didn't intro the conversation with "You were beautiful." He actually wanted to elicit a response from me and not just dump the unwanted compliment on my face. And he has created a safe environment for me to say yes or no. I hope that you can see how different this is. And this is a very important point that I'm making here. I'm addressing catcalling because I do not want to live in a world where human beings, and men specifically, feel scared being able to interact with women. We do not want to create a world with more fear. What we do want is respect and safety and harmony. This is such a powerful word for me, harmony. I want to live in a world which is harmonious, praising each other, smiling to each other. These are all very, very, very beautiful experiences that human beings can experience. So if you're a man and you're feeling restricted in this, know that the ultimate goal is not for you to be censored or locked away. It's more about being aware of what the other person is feeling and just having good boundaries in the interaction and good quality conversations, right? Because ultimately, what is the man's goal when they catcall? Is to be seen, is to spend time with the person who is being catcalled, I would imagine, because they find her attractive. So there is down below a need for connection, a need for a deeper interaction. They just don't know how to do it. It's about educating yourself and having self-awareness. So I hope that this video can bring that if you're watching. I'm going to give you another example of a stronger situation, shall we say. This has also happened to me a few times. I will be on the tube, sitting by myself, listening to music, and I have all these people in front of me, right? And I acknowledge them. That is how I interact with other humans in society. I'm really present and I'm really aware of all these people in front of me, right? So I look them in the eyes and I try to smile as much as I can and I study what they're wearing, what they're reading. As I'm an actress. I need to study human beings, okay? I'm from New York. Would you like a cup of coffee? Trying to remember my New York accent, which is gone. Farewell. So what was I saying? I'm on the tube and I'm smiling, and sometimes I receive smiles back. So when a woman smiles back at me, it's a mutual understanding. It's, I got you, sister. I feel you, you know? When it comes to men, there are two types of smiles. One is I appreciate your smile. I love the energy of smiling, and I'll give it back to you. Whereas some other times, guys interpret these smiles as, hey, I like you, which sometimes is the case, right? So for example, the other day I was smiling to the people in the tube in front of me, and not massively, not like a crazy person, like, but like a little cute, gentle smile of acknowledgement. So I get off the tube, and then I'm walking to get the other tube, and I feel a knock on my shoulder, and I turn, and it was the guy that was just in front of me. So he got off the tube and decided to follow me and talk to me. So I go, yes, may I help you? And he goes, I'm sorry to bother you. I find you very beautiful. May I offer you a cup of tea? I know he said tea. That melted my heart. It's so British. Oh yes, I would love to have some tea with you. This is what I said. Thank you, but I'm not interested. I do want to say that I commend your bravery. It takes courage to approach someone in the street like this with the potential risk of being rejected. So thank you, but no, and I hope you have a beautiful day. He smiled and left, and that was it. The end. Sometimes they would say, are you sure? Never, ever, ever ask a woman whether she is sure that she doesn't want to interact further with you. If we say no, it is because it is no. Now, I am giving you this example because I loved that sort of interaction. It didn't make me feel unsafe. It did surprise me, for sure. And I feel like if this had happened in my early 20s, I might have reacted differently because I had less experience, less awareness of who I am, less confidence. I felt less grounded. Whereas now I'm in a space in my life where I respond with more clarity about how I'm feeling in that moment. So I really appreciated that he was brave enough to do something like that. I want to do things like that sometimes if I really like a guy, but it's scary, right? But I wasn't interested. I didn't like him. And so I said no. And he understood and left. It is not forbidden to interact with women that don't know you, but it's about knowing how to do it. And I'm going to quote a biblical reference. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is Jesus in Luke and Matthew. Would you want to be catcalled in a dominating way by a man, a much bigger man that makes you feel unsafe, maybe at nighttime? Would you want that? No. So don't do it, right? If you see a woman that you're attracted to and her energy is enticing and there's something about her that you want to explore further, make her feel safe. Don't harass her. Don't sexualize her. You will be much more successful with women if you think to yourself, would I want to receive this compliment right now in the middle of the night with no one else around? And if the answer is yes, you're a weirdo. And we don't want that. We don't want that. The energy of catcalling does not conduce harmony. It does not conduce connection. If the goal behind the catcalling is connection, then let that be the guiding light behind every word and every movement and action you do and say towards strangers. Let's smile to each other, yes, but let's also be aware of what the other person's feeling on that day. Let's not overstep. That is all from Nevada Red. If you liked this content, if you liked my video, please subscribe. It really helps me. Write in the comments what you thought, if you have any thoughts. I always try and respond as much as I can. I'm sending you a lot of love, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!